Hi everyone, welcome to Ethernal Realms. In this video, we will see what some unexpected events are occurring in your life quite soon. We have pile 1 here, pile 2, pile 3, and pile 4. Make sure to choose your reading with your intuition. If you're not sure how, you can visit the video in the ribbon above and it will walk you through it. And once you've made your choice, you can pick your reading through the timestamps which are in the comment box and the description. Whenever you're ready, we will get started. Hi Pal 1, welcome to your reading. We will see what these unexpected things are coming towards you very soon. So the first card we have here is the Lovers. Okay, that's pretty nice. You'll be making new connections and it can even turn romantic. For some of you, it could be reconnecting with people that you were once related to. Or you were once connected with, you have talked to them before, and this could be taking on a new turn on this connection. We will get some more cards to get a little bit more clarification, but it does talk about connecting and communicating with people, being social and attracting a new community, basically. Then we have X-rays, which represents being able to see beyond what is the most obvious, which would represent your instincts and your intuition. So it's sort of like when you meet someone new, you have this intuition that I feel like this story is not over. You're not just some stranger on the street. Okay, you have an intuition that this connection can take you someplace else, or it is meant for a different type of bonding. Then we have Proton, which is a very positive mindset as well, and positive outcomes and successes and so on. For some of you, it can be a feeling that you already know which path to take in order to find this sense of fulfillment and positivity. It's just a matter of making that choice, which also the Lovers represents. But you might be evaluating a lot of different options. You might be taking a lot of different thought processes into account, different criteria as well, which is leading to a bit of a back and forth. For some of you, it can be that you're talking with someone to clear your head and kind of get a different perspective on the same situation so that you have more information going forward. We have You Are Epic, which corresponds to the Emperor energy. I love the yellow in both of these cards, by the way. And we have Celebrate Your Wins. This is the Six of Wands card. If you watch my channel regularly, perhaps you've heard me already say it, but it corresponds to the Six of Wands according to me, and that is about being successful and victorious. You're able to, have your self-worth and self-confidence validated by yourself, and you're not looking for other people's validation to feel in any way. With You Are Epic, you're totally holding your word. You are respecting yourself. You are very confident in this new phase. With the Lovers, it can be that you get a piece of information or a message that comes through that just gives you the clarity that you need. And again, with the X-rays, I feel like you have an intuition of what I'm talking about here. With You Are Epic, it is also having the resolution to carry forward on your word. So if you have an idea, you're going to follow through with that with a positive mindset from start to finish. From small to big, you're going to have a good mindset, because that's simply what you want to be cultivating in this new path here. I really feel, I keep saying new path, but I'm meaning that it can be a different mindset even, or it can be a new neighborhood with Gemini there. It could be a new type of dynamic with your friends, your siblings, your neighborhood, partners, and so on. Okay, which just shifts the way that you experience things. I'm also getting a lot of creative energy. Some of you might be learning something new, and there could have been an exam or something, and you're curious about how it turns out. And honestly, listen to your intuition, because it is saying that you did well. With the Celebrate Your Wins and the Lovers, again, it can talk about being successful at learning something, taking a course in which you know you will be successful because you trust yourself, that you know that you have an innate talent in there. So what's the point of overthinking? It's sort of that energy here. You're trusting that intuition. bottom line. Okay, then we have Pig with Beware of Greed. We have Crown, Honor, and Respect will come to you. Then we have October, which is right now, or it can even correspond to the fall season or autumn, whatever you prefer to call it. But also October is the 10th month, and that signifies changes, cycles coming to a close, graduating from something, getting the results of the efforts you've put in, things like that. Then we have older man dealings or relationship with an older man. So yeah, this could be an examiner, for example, or some teacher from whom you're learning something. And we also have dogs getting together with friends. Okay. That's nice. We did see making new friends and connections. So yeah, if you're taking a new course, you might be collaborating with other people, and you might be working in a team of sorts towards a common goal, basically. So that can be talking about that. Also, it can be that you're talking with your friends to get an advice on a certain situation, but at the same time, you have an intuition of what it might be. With Beware of Greed, I'm getting the feeling that you want a lot of information. With Gemini, there can be an information overload. Okay, you have so much that you know that you don't really know what to do with that. You know, it can be like that. So different people would offer you different opinions and different experiences, and then you don't know what to do. Like, is the course good then or not? Should I take this option or not? But honestly, it is so subjective, right? Experiences are so subjective. One person could have a really horrible experience with this older man. Meanwhile, you might have a totally different experience. For example, this card is giving me an authoritative vibe, especially when we have the Emperor energy coming up as well. So this could be a disciplinarian or is very serious and sincere, responsible in what they do. So that's not everyone's cup of tea. And this teacher, I'm going to call it a teacher or an authority figure, whatever, but I will go with the word of teacher. So this teacher here would like to, or is more welcoming towards students or people who are willing to learn and open to learning and thinking for themselves and forming their own opinions and so on and so forth. So if you are not passionate about the subject enough, it's very hard to do that. Right? So you have to like what you're doing. You need to have your own willpower and drive to succeed at whatever you are doing in order for this older man to be of constructive help to you. If not, it is just an annoying situation, an annoying dynamic. For some people, it can be having this strife with a father figure or an existing authority figure, and you are sort of chartering your own path. If kind of working in a company is not your cup of tea, then over here with Crown, you're sort of like, yeah, I've done this enough. I'm just gonna trust my intuition and make my way to create my own life here. I'm closing out this chapter. So you're kind of taking stock of everything you've learned and you're moving on to apply that in a different direction. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm getting with Beware of Greed. You have too much information. You might have too many communications. You might want to talk to everybody and get to know. It's sort of that initial enthusiasm that you feel when you're going into a whole new journey, or a different thing that you're learning. It's sort of like you want to know as much as you can in advance to prepare you for what is to come, right? Yeah, that's the energy I get there. So let me get some more cards for Gemini. Why am I saying Gemini? Yeah, so for pile 1 over here, we see the Gemini card. Can we clarify that, please? Gemini card, please. The Lovers. What is that signifying for pile 1? Unexpected changes for pile 1. Okay, so we have the Judgment. That's very deep. And we also have the Nine of Swords. Yeah, there you go. That's exactly what I was saying. You're liberating yourself from blocking yourself. This can be anxiety and paranoia over making a choice that you know is going to liberate you from your difficulties. And it's really about overcoming the mental blockages and anxieties and overloads in order to move in this new direction. If you're looking for a teacher who can guide you along this path, that person is definitely going to come in, and your tribe is also going to come in as soon as you're moving in this direction here. October is quite a pivot point for everybody because we have an eclipse, we have Mars turning retrograde in Gemini. So a lot of the drive and willpower is focusing inward. And we also have a lot of planets changing direction, like Saturn, Jupiter's moving signs, a lot more. Okay, I can't really remember from the top of my head. These were some really big highlights here. But that is going to shift almost everybody's lives instantaneously, but if not instantaneously, it kind of works out in the coming 6 months. But we gotta take some steps. It's a pivot month where a lot of the base work is at least completed. With the proton here, it's kind of the base is being positive, okay? Then we also have the Empress. That's the creative energy. It's the creation thing. You are that self-worth, self-respect. You're listening to that inner rhythm and flow that is coming through with Empress. Then we have the Six of Wands, which I already mentioned with the celebrate your wins coming through. So there is success in your self-expression and creativity. You might be finding your own voice. You're finding that authenticity. You might be wondering like, okay, I know a lot of things, but what is my unique style? And you might be thinking a bit too much on this. Maybe if I combine this technique and that project and this practical something, then I would come up with something unique. But over here, it's just about tapping into you. Like, you are the unique. You don't need to have tools and many different skills in order to be unique. You already are. These tools and skills just help you express that more, but you don't have to doubt your own thoughts or your own ideas. It's just a matter of time and also curiosity, where you're developing all of these different things, and let it take time. But if you don't begin, you're not gonna get there. So I feel like in this month here, you're trusting your gut, you're trusting your intuition, and you're making that move here. Wow. Gorgeous. Anything else for pile 1, please? Pile 1, anything else? Actually, I'm going to get you another deck. Yeah. So, pile 1 viewers. Unexpected changes, unexpected things coming through for pile 1. Can also be more recognition. We already said that, success and triumph, social media influencer, those type of things. So there could be some fame coming in for those who are in such an environment. We have the universe has my back. Well, yeah, definitely we can see that here. It's all about that. You make the move, trust that intuition, and I will catch you, is what the universe would say. With the judgment being highly, highly, highly spiritual, it's about listening to that soul call and pull. If you're feeling this innate need to be, creative, then reading a lot about creativity and reading a lot about artists and so on is going to help only so much, right? You're going to have to practice as well. So I feel like you're doing that. You're curious, you've learned enough, and now you want to put that into practice and discover your own style. Then we have, I create mindful moments throughout the day, reminding myself that I am love and miracles are natural. Yeah, exactly. That's kind of going with what I was saying earlier, that you are unique. You don't have to doubt that. You don't have to prove it to anybody else. You don't have to investigate it either. Like, you just are. It's like, as you go through the rhythm, you will see what resonates with you and what does not, because what resonates with you does not necessarily resonate with each and every person. Therefore, your style is different because your perception is different. The more you pay attention and are observant to your surroundings, you will naturally discover your unique style. I love that it is highlighting I create mindful moments. It's in these times where you're not constantly thinking about 9 different things that could go wrong, and you just look at the nature around you or the people around you, listen to the conversations around you, and that's it. That's all your mind is doing for just that moment. In that one single moment, you can gather a lot of new ideas and find a lot of clarity as well. And we also have, my faith has the power to turn trauma into healing, conflict into growth, and fear into love. So this here is talking about having faith and going for that soul call once again. Faith does not mean that you're not afraid anymore, or that you suddenly know everything now, and that everything will just flood in immediately and just bam, complete clarity, blah, blah, blah. No, it's just that even if you don't know, you're gonna go for it, because what you're seeking or what you're desiring and what you believe to be true deep down is just that strong. Okay, there is no place for doubt, because you just want to create, you want to be you want to think like you want to be in a new environment, and so on. Whatever we're talking about here is going to be different for everyone, so please take it as it resonates. But there is that faith, intuition, and trust with which you're going to be making a choice that is bringing you into much better alignment with your happiness, fulfillment, purpose, and creativity. Okay, you're feeling much more in grasp of where your life is headed. That's what I'm feeling. So again, that beware of greed is like, oh, if I can have this, then if I'm gonna manifest, let's say, money, then I will also manifest love, also manifest a house, also manifest a car, and so on, all at once. That is also a greedy behavior. Like, take it one step at a time and kind of see your own style, your own rhythm, observe yourself, feel what is actually right for now, what is of the highest priority, things like that. And try to preserve this positive mindset for as long as you can, because that is the key to creating more manifestations down the line. And it's really a very, very natural process. Yeah, that's something that is signified there. And crown with the 6 of Wands, celebrate your wins. Come on, there's a lot of success and recognition that is coming through. Your friends, you might be connecting with them, and they are as well complimenting you, and so on. Okay, so let's see. For pile 1. Uranus, Aquarius, 11th house. No way. This is like, come on. So the 11th house is where Aquarius is normally placed. Uranus is the ruler of Aquarius. This is insane. 3 different dice. Wow. Okay, so the 11th house is about your hopes, dreams, aspirations. What are you striving for? And why do you keep yourself stuck? Just liberate yourself. Aquarius and Uranus are about revolutions. Revolutionizing your space, your environment, your network, relating with new people. 11th house is also social media and networking in general. So yeah, if you want for something different to happen, if you wish for your experience to be different, your actions need to be different as well. So it's about having a very, very clear vision of where you want to be headed. Okay, what is this thing that you're aspiring for? And it can be an idea, it can be an ideal, it can be a wish for humanity, it can be an innovation, it can be anything. Okay, this is like each and every person is unique in their own regard. We talked so much about uniqueness. Aquarius is the zodiac of embracing your uniqueness. Okay, we are all in a collective. Yes, of course, it's also the sign of humanity, by the way, but we can only be a solid addition to humanity if the individual is growing in a solid and healthy manner as well. That includes having their own ideas, having their own creativity, and also being able to express them fearlessly in their own way, right? So embracing your quirks instead of being shy about it or embarrassed by it in any way, and you're just presenting it in a very different manner. I think it's very hard to put into words. When you say unique, it's by default going to be known only by you, right? So hard to put in words, but you're definitely shifting the type of people that you're associating yourself with. It can be unexpected friendships and networking that comes through. Some of you could be taking a digital class, or you're putting your work in a very international platform. Therefore, you're corresponding with people from way different backgrounds than yours as well. And that really helps you find your own creativity. That could be true for some of you. Rebelling against the norm is also part of that, but once again, keep in mind, rebelling without a cause or rebelling with a cause is a very different outcome, right? So if you have that vision, then you're going to make use of all of this energy that the universe provides and also your inner world is giving in a very productive manner without blocking yourself or hindering anyone in any way. And you're able to stand tall and respect yourself for anything that you put out there. Really, really lovely reading over here. Thank you so much for sharing this, pile 1. I really hope the messages resonate and help you out for the way ahead. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. It really helps grow the channel. If you want a personal reading, you can reach me via Etsy. The link is in the description box and the comment below. I hope to see you some other time. Until then, take care. Bye. Hi Pal 2, welcome to your reading. We will see what unexpected events are coming in for you very soon. So the first card we have is the Princess of Swords or the Page of Swords. So a communication message, an email, text, something like that coming through. Page of Swords can also talk about having many ideas and you speaking up, you expressing yourself and finding different ways of communicating your ideas in a very clear and concise manner that is also true to who you are. You're still new at this. It could be learning something new. Perhaps you're learning a new language and you're not yet well versed, but your intention is to communicate yourself very clearly and get your point across, right? So it's kind of that idea. It's like you have your ideas, but you want to express them in a very clear way. And in order to do that, you're gathering a lot of awareness or wisdom and learning from people who are already experts in that direction. There is curiosity as well. You're feeling very, very curious about something. So it can again come in the form of a message, a text that intrigues you and you want to explore more, you want to develop on a topic. Yeah, things like that. Okay, let's get some more info and then, yeah, we will see where that goes. There you go. We have Fearless Expression with card number 55, which talks about major change. So you are able to speak up and speak your truth at that. The throat chakra is about listening very intently and listening to the unspoken words of others. So you're understanding the intentions of other people, you're understanding where they're coming from, what their experience has been. So that way you're not idolizing someone even if they are an expert. Instead, you're very incisive and you're gathering the necessary information by being curious and investigative about it. We also have effective speaking when we talk about fearless expression. That way you're speaking what is true to you. You're not pretending to like a subject. You're not pretending to enjoy someone's company. You're clear about what you like, what you dislike, what you are aiming for, what you are working towards, and so on. And you're able to put that into words instead of pretending to be something or actually enjoying something that you're not. Speaking very openly, honestly, authentically, that's coming out too. Blues, that's very symbolic of the throat chakra. Again, we have this crystal right here, which is off the throat chakra right there. Yeah. Amazing. Then we have, what do you really want? This is sort of, I'm getting a scenario. This might not resonate word to word for everybody, but it's just the gist, okay? That what am I really waiting for? That's the vibe I'm getting, okay? I want to make this happen, so what am I waiting for? That's a question I feel like you're asking yourself. And you're asking that very openly. It's not like a judgy thing. It's not a rhetorical, sarcastic comment that you are even entertaining from other people, nor are you approaching yourself with that attitude. It's really openly asking, what exactly am I waiting for? And then learning about the many different ways of acquiring that particular thing so that you can move ahead with your honest desires, okay? You're making a decision. I kept seeing these two swords and I'm like, that's sort of like the Two of Swords, and also her eyes are closed. That's giving me a very empowered vision that you don't need to see everything in order to make a decision. It's about what is your desire, what is your vision to make happen, and then you just talk to the right people, you gather the right resources, you go with an open mind, you approach subjects curiously instead of critically, things like that. And then once you have the necessary information, then you can apply your analytical mind and be like, this does not resonate, this resonates, that option is not really my cup of tea, this one is more in my comfort zone but does not offer much growth, and so on and so forth. So what are your priorities, and what are you wanting to stand for? What are you willing to wait for, and what are you waiting for right now to make your aspirations come true? These are the many different what questions, what do you questions that are coming through here. You're asking yourself, you're asking others, and by communicating with others as well and listening to them with an open mind, you're gathering a lot more information and wisdom as well. We have 528 hertz. This one is the frequency of creation. This is the flower of life, or the seed of life, something like that. Something of life is there. I don't really remember. I think different websites call it different things. But regardless, it talks about connection, cooperation, and creation. Right? You're relating many different subjects, and you're using your existing skills, you're honing your latent skills, you're gathering new connections and skill sets again in order to make magic happen. This is stepping into that creator role. It's sort of that magician energy, and the magician as well corresponds to Mercury, the planet of the mind and intellect, logic, and decision making. So making effective decisions and evaluating the consequences of each decision is going to help you make an informed choice in whichever way. If you're thinking of, okay, I have a talent in so and so things, A, B, and C options, so which way do I go? I might not resonate very deeply with option A. Meanwhile, B is more of my comfort spot, but I don't have experience. Meanwhile, C is completely new, things like that. So over here, what you're looking at is, again, prioritizing. What do you get out of option A? What do you get out of option B and C, and so on? So which of these priorities is the highest, and what option does that correspond with? Like that, I feel like you're making very, very clear-headed judgment and decisions moving forward quite soon. And it's all in the focus point of, what am I creating in my life? If thoughts are going to become words, actions, then, and actions as obviously outcomes and results and lifestyle as well, then what is this that I am creating and attracting at this very moment? Some of you, in a more self-improvement kind of perspective, you're evaluating your thought process, and what do you say to yourself? What inspires fear within you? Because we are seeing here fearlessness. Right? You have to be fierce and honest. Honesty is not easy. That deep honesty where you are also able to be raw and honest with yourself, that's not easy. It comes with some practice and some repetitions if you're not naturally inclined towards that. So here you're questioning yourself from a place of curiosity and investigation so that you can create a much better tomorrow for yourself. And we also have sidereal space. This is, taking a look at things from a completely different perspective so that you can widen your horizons, okay? This is sort of, I used to get the hanged man energy a lot when I finished my engineering education, but I did not want to continue in that direction, but I also did not know which way to head. I was very interested in spirituality and all the different ways that people practice it. I don't have like a specific holds barred that I will practice so and so, and the others are not really my cup of tea. So it was way too diverse for me to make any solid choice or decision. So I was in this limbo period where I was just learning a lot. I was listening to others and I was observing what came. I was asking others and kind of evaluating what other people need, or what do they do, what does society require, things like that. And all of this has been unsaid. Even the closest people do not really know about this because it was an internal dialogue that I was going through. But through that process, I was learning to really reprioritize and be very fearless in what I want in my life. And that was difficult because of my own conditioning. But apart from that, this is sort of the process that I went through. It feels like that, where you're so open now that you're like, okay, what do I really want? What am I really wanting to create here? I'm just going along the motions, but that's not really resonating with me. I'm doing the right thing, the technically right things, but it's just not vibing with me at all. And the things that it is creating is not something that I want to live with, something like that. So you're making a perspective shift, a situation is shifting as well, but I feel like you are in that driver's seat. It all begins from a place of authenticity and honesty with yourself. Okay, then we have increase your efforts if you want to achieve your goals with the boot. So this again, like, what am I exactly waiting for? Ready to go, the shoes are right there, it's waiting for you to put them on and move out, right? That sort of energy. So increase your efforts in searching for something. If you're dissatisfied with a certain situation, there is no use in sitting there and stewing in that and staying in that conflicted energy. And you're actually actively moving out of that yourself. And then we have dogs, getting together with friends. Yeah, you can be communicating with people who open up your mind. Like I said, you're listening very intently as well. So of course, if you're listening, it won't be to people that you don't get along with. So you can be talking to authority figures and also your peers to get new insights. Then we have feather. Someone you know is undependable and insincere. And we have eagle, triumph over troubles and obstacles. Sometimes this feather with the Page of Swords is giving me that energy of an uncooperative teammate for some reason. It's quite specific here, but that could resonate. It might be that it's very frustrating to work with a certain person or collaborate with a certain person, and also communicating with them just kind of heads nowhere. Perhaps they give very, very diplomatic answers and you never get to the point, and you're constantly just repeating the same conversation again and again and again, and it gets a little bit draining. It's also giving me the vibe of anytime you try to bring up something serious, this person kind of makes a joke to diminish its value of sorts. And that is kind of pointing towards them not being able to face up to their own self. This doesn't have to be romantic, okay? It can be a friend connection as well, or even a co-worker. Basically, who you're surrounding yourself with, they definitely have an impact on the way that you think and the way that you feel afterward, after you spend time with them as well. So it's important to keep your surroundings neat and clutter-free. So I feel like you're looking at one such person in your life. Apart from that, this can be talking about a path that is kind of flaky and you don't feel solid in that regard. You're like, this is not really my cup of tea, and I don't think you should depend on me for, committing onto this career path, let's say, or this form of expression. If you're not much of a painter, instead you would like to express through dance or music, then that's a different form and it resonates with you, but might not agree with the people that are surrounded next to you or around you. So they can't depend on you to forever express in a way that they deem fit. And I feel like you're surmounting that, you're transcending that situation, you're making it very clear, and you're closing out a certain chapter, or actually making a shift to a different direction. Yes, I really love the eagle here, triumph over obstacles and troubles, because it's giving you that bird eye view that you can see far and wide. You have a clear vision of where you want to be headed. And once again, that prioritizing is coming out really loud and clear for you. Then we have, I witness the darkness and I call on the light with my prayer. Thank you, universe, for guiding me to perceive this sphere through the eyes of the teacher of love. So this is giving me that creation energy again, that even though a lot is unknown, it's fine, because you are sure about what you want, okay? You're discovering that once you know, you can't unknow. With card number 55 as well, that's how it is. Once it cracks open, it's open. Okay, there's no going back. It's a whole new chapter, and now you're gonna just express differently. Once you say, once you're able to speak your truth, you can't go back to not, right? Once you find your passions, you can't go back to a workplace that you were not happy with, or keeping the same company that you definitely know you were not happy with, things like that. So you're not afraid that you're not able to see each and everything. You're very open to discover, and you're trusting that whatever you find along the journey is going to be in best alignment with you. And there is that inner prayer as well that goes on, that you tell yourself, please intuition guide me, or your instincts please guide, bring in the right connections, bring in the right information that I need in order to move in this new space. But I don't feel a restless energy, which is super, super good. I would normally expect some form of restlessness in this situation, but it's just very crystal clear. With the Page of Swords and this feather energy here, there could be some arguments as well with someone who is undependable and insincere and kind of, I'm feeling like a lack of respect. Not in a very aggressive way, but it's just, why are you saying this again? It's just a lot of nonsense. No offense. It just sounds like a lot of nonsense in my head, like jibber jabber, a lot of that. You're like, oh my God, can you stop? Okay, I need clarity. I need constructive help, constructive criticism. There is no point in dragging everybody down and something like that, You're very clear about what you want. Can't emphasize that enough. Okay, let's get you some more tarot cards. Number 2. Pile 2, please. Pile 2. Unexpected events coming soon for pile 2. Making necessary changes, that's something I hear. We have the Strength card with card number 11. And pages are the 11th card as well, in each suit. That's nice. We have new beginnings coming through. Strength is again that, you don't have to be rude to be assertive. You don't have to be aggressive to be assertive. So there's that very wonderful blend of keeping your humanity, keeping your cool, calm, collected nature, but at the same time being very fierce and clear about what you want to be, getting across. And that very, very well-defined prioritization is once again coming through. Also, you're trusting your instincts. You're in alignment with the natural flow of things. There is high perseverance and tenacity here. So it's giving me that courage and boldness vibe. You're looking for the truth and nothing short of it. Nothing else will do. And you just need to. Whether that is from yourself or from other people or from a certain choice you're trying to make. That is going to be different for everyone. But you have the courage to take the necessary action, to move in the necessary direction, to realize your goals. We also have the Queen of Swords, which is Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, and so Princess of Swords as well. The Queen of Swords is that analytical, cool, calm, collected, observant archetype in the tarot. So I was getting that. I said the very clear and concise manner with the Page of Swords. But in the definition, if we compare these two cards, it's actually not so clear because it's still learning how to communicate. But with the Queen of Swords here, it's proper tact. Okay, like you're not missing a word, you're not missing a beat. And at the very least, you're very observant. You know what you're saying. Okay, you know what you're talking about. Even if your method of expression is still under work, or this being very, very honest might be quite new to you, regardless, you know what you're wanting to say and why. Then we have the 8 of Pentacles. This can be related to work and projects. Can also be a passion project. Also, it's like, what do you want to be working towards? With the 8 of Pentacles, it's also you're honing your skills, abilities, and talents, working on those things, practicing those things, learning a little bit more each time, and not giving up along the process. We also have 4 of Swords. This indicates, introspection, your sleep state giving you messages. It is also, it can be that you're spending some time by yourself. If you're not surrounded by very supportive people, you're like, I would rather be by myself. I feel like you have the courage to do that because you want to be focusing on your work and you want to surround yourself with people who are going to be constructive to you. Four of Swords can also talk about having a peace of mind, okay? With whatever choice you make, or whichever way that you take this conversation and how your connections develop, you have a greater peace. That's very nice. You're valuing and prioritizing your peace of mind, basically, okay? All right, let's do your Astro dice. So, pile 2. Tenth house, Taurus, and Uranus. Okay. Uranus is in Taurus, so your value system, how much you respect yourself, what do you actually value, what do you not, material abundances. Also, the way that you earn money, what gives you stability, and so on are shifting and changing for each and every one of us. And for you, it can be in the career sector or how you want to be presenting yourself in the public eye. There can also be more freedom that you're finding, so having your independent services or methods of earning money, that can be coming up for you as well. Once again, if you're already in this path, then you will know who you are. These are things that are coming soon, so take the messages as they resonate. But either way, you're coming to a place of groundedness, practical action, but also innovation in the way that you're showing up in the world. The 10th house does not necessarily have to be only career field. It's not just the professional sphere. It's just your public status. How do people who don't really talk to you very much would see you? Those type of things. So the image you want to present is more courageous, more bold, fearless, clear about what you want, where you want to be headed, all of those things, right? So that image that you are showing up as is completely reinventing. Okay, so that's what I have for you, Pile 2. Thank you so much for being here. I really hope the messages resonated and help you out along your journey. Let me know your thoughts, like and subscribe as well. It really helps grow the channel. If you want a personal reading, you can reach me via Etsy. The link is in the description box and the comment below. I hope to see you some other time. Until then, take care. Bye. Hi Pile 3, welcome to your reading. In this video here, we will see what unexpected events are coming soon into your life. So let's see, the first card we have is the Knight of Wands, which is a lot of spontaneity, passion, creativity, movement. There could be some communication and travel plans as well. It could be short distance, but it is something that really inspires you. It is also a lot of creative energy. So if you're a creator of any type, or it's even if it is in the form of a hobby, you find new ideas that spur you into action. Okay, then we have Power, which is Four of Pentacles, Sun and Capricorn energy. So this here is you're saving up, you are gathering more personal power and authority, you're keeping your possessions and your values to yourself, and you're sort of respecting the assets that you have at the moment. You're very wise about where you are investing your focus in general. So because you have that down, the Knight of Wands is kind of coming in and it's like, all right, so we're gonna add some more flair to this, some more fire to this, and we're going to realize our passions because we have the necessary finances and the necessary structures. And also we feel more authoritative in the area that we're talking about here. So if for example, you do creative work as a profession, then you're finding more confidence in yourself, and you have also invested enough time in practicing that said skill. And because of this renewed confidence, you're feeling brave enough to venture out of your comfort zone and gather more skills or connect with new people or try to do things in a different manner. I'm feeling an experimental vibe, but you're very proactive and you're kind of have a clear idea of what you're actually trying to look for, even though you've not established like the King of Wands, like this is the business, this is what I do, and so on. It's not as solid or rigid, actually, I would say. You still have an idea of what you're seeking, okay? Wow, okay. There is a burst of energy and enthusiasm as well that comes in. You're feeling much more bold and courageous in your pursuits towards financial resources or material comforts as well. Okay, so let's see the oracle cards. We have what's your honest truth? And we also have light in the unexpected. So we're talking about what is unexpected. Basically, light is the unexpected thing. There is that spontaneous energy that I was getting. This is kind of the tower energy here, but it is coming in the form of breakthrough. There is illumination right there, and you just have a knowing, okay? With the what's your honest truth as well, sort of you have a knowing, this is what I'm looking for, this is exactly the clarity that I was looking for, I don't need any more answers, I don't need to overthink this, let's just go. This is action mode, I have enough, I'm just gonna go for it, okay? Amazing. And there can be like sudden, these can come in the form of realizations, but it can also be the resolution of a long-standing situation. Kind of like you were unsure about whether you should invest in some direction or not, or whether the amount of money you save up or the time that you gather for yourself is going to be enough or not. That was a question mark. But beyond this, like what is coming up soon for you is that you know, you just know. There is no questioning it anymore. Amazing. I'm gonna move this just a tad so everybody can fit comfortably. Then we have matter. Yeah, see, this is matter is of course the material resources, everything that is tangible, everything we can see and touch and sense and feel and all of that. Talks about the material resources of the money and career things, putting something down on paper, for example, would be symbolic here. So it's not just an idea that stays somewhere in the mind and you're intending to move ahead. This here is putting that down and making it real. Okay, enough of thinking, enough of wondering, enough of questioning. When you know, you're like, that's it, that's all I needed to know, and that's it. I'm gonna go and make something happen out of that. We have time. Okay, so you're not rushing through things. Even the Knight of Wands can have that rushing, reckless type of energy. That with the Four of Pentacles is like you're respecting the time that each thing takes, and you're also valuing the time that you put into your work or your hobbies or your, fun time. That is just as important as being productive, of course. Like, take your time, but do something well. I feel like you're really looking into the quality of things, and if you're resting, you want to have quality rest. If you're working, you want to have quality work, and so on. Amazing. Okay, then the last card we have here is photon. That's light, the light particles, basically. Wow, it's so interesting, right? So a lot of clarity coming in, and it's a light-hearted time as well. It's a very light-hearted, unexpectedly happy time that is coming through here, and I feel like you've earned it. You've so much earned it. It's yours, okay? I can even, with the what's your honest truth, it might be something that you know as well. Like, this is a long time coming. This is something I've worked for. This is something I deserve, and it is mine. Okay, I'm not asking anymore. I'm claiming it. This is mine. So this here is all the time that you've spent in working on something or putting your energy out there, all the effort you've put into something is showing its results in a very tangible fashion. And you see that your efforts being rewarded, and you're spurred into action once more, because that's exactly the motivation you needed. That's the validation you needed. And once you get it, you're gonna keep on creating. Wow. Okay, then we have, I let go of the shadow of the past by seeing someone for the first time with the eyes of love. And we have I always trust the direction of the universe and know I'm being guided. Okay. Then let's see your last few oracle cards. We have shield. You need to defend yourself. Yeah, definitely. You're being very careful about where you're spending your time and energy. It's not for free. You're not going to give it away for free. Nope. Then we have basket. Recognition. There you go. Reward for merit. Yep. You do a good job. You've shown good results and so on. So you're really being recognized very honestly and sincerely for everything that you do. We have dragon. Beware of self-delusion. Yeah, that would be that reckless energy. When the fire gets way too hot, it just kind of just bursts out, and instead of trying to char something, you burn something. You know, it can be in that way. But yeah, apart from the warning, I'm not feeling too much of a danger over here. Yeah. Okay, then we have older woman. Dealings or relationship with an older woman. This could be a mother figure, grandmother figure. It could be an authority figure as well. It could also be talking about your maturation. And because when we're talking about creative energies, when we're talking about the flow aspect of it, going with it, looking for inspiration, the inspiration that happens, the rhythm that happens, all of those things are feminine energy. So you don't have to be a woman. And still this would apply because you're employing those characteristics that the energy stands for. So there is a maturation in the way that you go about things, in the time you spend, in how you allot time, so the management that you do in expressing yourself, that as well going through an evolution. You're careful about how much effort and attention that you put in a certain thing versus how much are you going to lacks the quality and kind of go for the fun part a little bit. So you're valuing your self-expression but also the requirements of other people. With the I let go of the shadow of the past, I feel like while you're doing these things, you still have that little bit of the fear in the back of your mind of is this going to work out? Is this too much of a risk? Am I stepping out too much? And have I actually done enough? And that is coming through because you want it to be a very good quality thing. With Sun in Capricorn, it's not going to sell it short and do a shoddy job and be like, yeah, here, please pay me a lot. Okay, no. Capricorn's like, I know I have put in so much time, so much attention, so much care, so much focus and determination into this. The hurdles that I came across, I surpassed those things, and in the process I've learned so and so and so skills. So yeah, I deserve this. It's deserved, well deserved. So automatically you have that inner criticism as well when you're working on things. You're not being selling it for a higher price. Let's say I'm talking about selling, but it doesn't have to be a marketable product. It's just you want to do something well, you want to do it right, but at the same time you don't want to restrict yourself to boundaries too much, right? It has to be that fine line. Even with the Four of Pentacles and the Knight of Wands is like, okay, whoopee, let's just go have fun and not care about responsibilities or anything else. Okay, let's just go and have fun. Meanwhile, Four of Pentacles is like, but you gotta be structured and responsible, okay? Otherwise, everything else is going to fall apart. You need some sense of structure. So both of these cards being there is absolutely wonderful. And this letting go of the shadow is basically having a little bit more faith in yourself, that your process of working, of self-discovery and improvement of the self or of the work or your environment, whatever, is moving along in a good trajectory. And like I said, you're getting a sense of validation, which is reaffirming your belief that this work or this item or lifestyle or this much resource is good enough. You know it in your honest heart of hearts. You might not want to believe it because you want that external validation just to make sure. Now I always trust the direction of the universe and know I am being guided. This is why you have that sense of flow within you. Okay? That balance that we're talking about, it's because of this trust and faith. It could be that you've worked on that specifically, on having more trust. And because of that, you are unlocking a new level of your manifestation powers. It's as though when you intend, you're able to intend very clearly by removing the baggage from the past associated with that manifestation that you want. And because of it, you have enough control and structure that you're clearly defining what you want from the universe, or what shift exactly do you want in life. And then you take a back seat. You're like, I'm just gonna open my mind and I will see where the rhythm and the flow takes me. That is talking about trust and the faith. It's amazing. It's really amazing. I'm in awe. I'm just looking at the cards and I'm like, wow. So what else do I say? It's pretty neat. It's pretty neat. Amazing. Okay, let's get some more cards for you. Pile 3 viewers, what is something unexpected coming through for them soon? Unexpected events coming around for pile 3 viewers, please. Wow. I'm also hearing some things are worth waiting for. Yeah, I'm hearing that. Then we have the Queen of Swords. I think this has come out for all 3 piles. I don't know what's up with that, but sure, we'll take it. And we also have the Knight of Wands once more. I'm going to put this right there. So Queen of Swords is having that clarity again, making the analytical decisions, having that inner critic as well. But this is a very clear vision. Like, I know what I want. I know what to expect. I know what I have put in it, and I can deliver it in a very clear manner. It's also about the epiphanies that we were getting with the light in the unexpected, and the swords are all about truth. And the Queen of Swords is that, and that is like, the truth is going to set you free. So let's just cut the BS. Let's get to the point and see the things for what they are. Right? Then only you can form a strategy. Then you can figure out solutions, and then the entire story unfolds, right? But for as long as you are wanting to close your eyes and your awareness and all of that, you're just gonna repeat the same patterns that has been repeated so far. But with the eye over here plus the Queen of Swords, I'm really seeing that you're like so aware about where you are and where you want to be headed that I feel like it can only be understood personally, you know? Wow. Then we have the King of Cups, that emotional and spiritual maturity. I'm feeling a guide energy with this, and also the Queen of Swords as well. We do have universes guiding you. Could be a maternal figure and also a father figure who embody these qualities. We also have the King of Pentacles. What? This is very powerful. King of Pentacles has, well, it's an earth sign, and kind of all the things that I said about Capricorn is going to apply here. You put in the work, you show your dedication, you spend your time, you spend your effort, you have a clear vision, and you do everything in a steady, well-defined manner with the clear vision that the Queen of Swords has, plus the open heart that the King of Cups has. And there you have it. I mean, that's basically the ingredient to manifest your greatest desires and fulfillment that you're seeking. King of Pentacles is being in a very strong position for yourself in a financial and a material setting. There is a greater sense of stability. You might be finding some guides as well who are embodying these qualities of being grounded and steady, hardworking, also empathetic, compassionate, loyal, ones who give very good and clear advice, who don't have any, how do you say this? I don't know if you've met any of these people, but there are some who, don't want to help people just because they're afraid of losing their position. Even if they're in a higher position of authority, they're kind of threatened by the subordinates because they know that the next generation is going to be a replacement, so to say. It's because they're not having enough faith in their capacity and their experience, right? So I feel like this person or these people do not embody that quality here. Yes. Can we have some more? These advisors are in a very secure position themselves. So Some of you could have like also saved up so that you could study more. So you could be traveling someplace, taking that course, or like you're following something that just calls to you. And new options are kind of opening up as you take steps towards them. Rest assured, you're going to have good guides here who will help you through your journey. We have the King of Swords. How many court cards are we going to get? King of Swords is the masculine energy version of the Queen of Swords. So that is about learning from experiences, not being afraid to make mistakes, making them, but then learning from those things. Okay, that's why there is the wisdom. Wisdom is a natural conclusion of making mistakes and then learning from them. Okay, nobody's born wise. Then we have the Chariot. Yeah, the clear, streamlined focus and determination. It's gorgeous. It's so gorgeous. I'm spellbound, okay? So Chariot here can again indicate movement. You're traveling someplace to acquire this form of stability, and it can come around unexpectedly. You just have that realization and you're like, I'm gonna go for that direction. And in order to do that, you're kind of closing out the chapters that you have. You take a stock of how much you've gathered. Let's say you've worked for some time and you want to go back to school, or you want to take up a certain hobby and you want to pay more attention to that. So you kind of have to amass your wealth and other forms of stability that you need. And if you're moving, then you're packing and you're not going to take everything. You're going to do the decluttering and sorting out of what is necessary for the next step and what is not. And while you're doing all of that, what you're keeping in mind is that goal and the focus that I'm moving to so-and-so place for so-and-so purpose, right? That's the single-minded focus that I'm getting with the Chariot, and also, of course, towards your goals. And we have the Sun. Sun is the complete representation of freedom, liberation, light, clarity, success, and triumph in anything that you want. There is hope, optimism, support that is guiding you along the way. Wow. Okay. Totally did not expect such a wonderful, buoyant type of energy. And it's not even just, it's not about, how do I say this? It's not childlike fun. It's something that, it is also childlike. This passion could be coming from an inner child state. But it is taking on such a mature, well-seasoned role that it brings you a greater sense of joy. And it's something that is going to stand the test of time, especially when we have so many of these, court cards going on, and that single-minded focus and clarity, knowledge, all of that, and pair that with so much motivation. Come on, you're headed places. Wow. Okay. Okay, pile 3. Maybe I'm hyping you up a bit much, and that's why I get this beware of self-delusion. It might be my fault. Don't take it to your head, please. Okay, do your thing, and it's just a matter of time that you're going to head someplace. Keep your mind open and learn from as many people as you can, because it's not always necessary that you need to fall and learn. You can learn from other people's mistakes as well. That's why we have teams, and we work with other people so we can learn from one another, and that way learning is more fun plus faster. So, yeah, okay, pile 3. We have Aquarius, we have Sun. Aquarius is that light in the unexpected energy, so I'm not going to repeat that. And third house can talk about that short distance travel, inspiration, many ideas, expression. We're talking about truth, and in the esoteric astrology, the third house would be talking about expression of the truth. Plus, we have the Sun. Repeat of the Sun energy, and it's also talking about focusing on breaking through your barriers, giving yourself more freedom of expression. Awesome. So that's what I have for you, pile 3. Thank you so much for being here. I really hope the reading resonated and also helps you out along the way. I'm very excited for you guys. Let me know your thoughts. Like and subscribe as well. It really helps grow the channel. If you want a personal reading, you can reach me via Etsy. The link is in the description box in the comment below. I hope to see you some other time. Until then, take care. Bye. Hi Pal 4, welcome to your reading. We will see what are some unexpected events that are coming soon into your life. Let's see your tarot. We have the Four of Swords with Jupiter in Libra, signifying recovery. So Four of Swords is a time of rest and introspection. You might be taking a break, going to a retreat, or this also signifies healing from past difficulties. There is sort of an absorption of all the things that you have learned in, I'm getting a year, in the past year. Okay. There's also kind of healing your mindset to move towards a more balanced perspective, and also cultivate an abundance mindset as well. That's what I keep hearing, especially when I see Jupiter there. Okay, let's get some more cards. There were quite a few that popped out for you, so I'm really curious. We have Soul on Fire. We have Sacred Mirrors. Oh yeah, with Jupiter and Libra is the sign of partnerships. So there could be a healing in terms of relationships and relationship patterns. And you might be kind of taking some time off to evaluate and pause and reflect sort of on what you're trying to attract and what type of partner would be well suited to you, and so on. We have card number 33 with Sacred Mirrors, which signifies divine guidance and messages that would come to you in your sleep and symbolism. And you might not be a very, a dreamer who remembers their dreams very particularly, but it might catch you off guard with the messages that you might get. The Sacred Mirrors is also giving me the vibe that your subconscious is wanting to communicate with you. So there will be a phase where you just want to be by yourself, or at least prioritize your downtime a lot more. So you might prefer to have a good sleep routine and maximize the amount of rest you feel, having good quality sleep, for example. That could become a priority here, and that immediately starts showing very positive results to you. You feel a renewed sense of confidence and motivation, and also you find a lot more clarity in your priorities. Sacred Mirrors can also signify that you meet a divine counterpart. We have Shift the Way to New Potential. Let me move these guys a little bit here. Okay. So Shift the Way to New Potential, obviously, as it suggests, there is a big new beginning that happens in this pause and reflection state that gives you a sense of purpose and direction. Okay, so if you've just been going on and on with the everyday activities, there's a routine in place and blah blah blah, so it has become a little bit mundane, or not much new is happening, but it is not as satisfying. So here in this unexpected event here, you have a chance to take a back seat and take some rest and pause on the routines as well for a little bit, just so you can recuperate and find a renewed sense of purpose. With the Shift the Way to New Potential, this is the space where, through meditation, visualization, subliminals, or binaural beats, or other guided meditation, hypnoses, these type of things which involve you to have a relaxed state of mind such that you can enter an altered state of reality, is where you get new ideas, and it gives you that direction as well. We have Foxby 2, which signifies communication, and that communication is super key. Communication between other people, of course, but it also signifies that you are receiving communication, which is going to be super important, is going to be pivotal in the way that you move forward. We have Geomagnetic Storm. This is kind of corresponding with the Shift the Way to New Potential. It's giving me the vibe that there will be new information that comes in, or news that comes in, that makes you think, pause and think for a little bit. Or it can be even signifying that a lot has been happening for quite a while now, and you just feel like you need to take a break. So you're making that a priority. You're sending your email saying that you're going on a vacation for so-and-so dates, and you will be back after some time. That's what this could be signifying. And in that process, it's not a purposeless break, right? It's not because you're bored of work or something. You just need some time to yourself here. Geomagnetic storm I'm feeling an eclipse energy here. Even though we don't have that, it's a fateful vibe. It could be something unexpected in and of itself. Okay, that you're taking a break. Normally you might be a hard worker or someone who's sincere and on time and so on, but over here you're like, nope, you know what, even if this seems out of character to other people, I need this break. I don't feel like it is a super shocking event for you, although you might be surprised at your capacity to establish the boundaries, so that you can have some time for yourself. We have binary star, and that with the sacred mirrors is again giving me the divine counterpart type of energy here. Some of you might be manifesting a divine partner, but it's giving me a lot of that soulmate vibe. And it's more serious than that. It's not that you just come across this person while you're going to get some coffee at a cafe and you bump into each other and it's movie style, everything is just rosy, golden, whatever. I'm not feeling that. It's very down to earth, and it's so real and profound all at the same time. It's super profound is what I'm feeling. It's not the fairy tale story that we generally hear everywhere. It's more like you meet this person and you feel like something has been ignited again. You know, it's sincere, it's very humble, and you want to genuinely get to know this person, and this person wants to get to know you. You might feel like this person is completely different from the type that you have been attracting before, and even though this person is not your typical type, they're somehow perfect. You know, there's that feeling like they make up for what you're trying to learn. For example, if you're trying to learn patience, this person embodies patience. And meanwhile, they want to learn how to be more spontaneous, let's say, or more go-getting towards their goals, which you might have. So you can teach something to this person, and this person can teach you something as well. But because both of you are kind of opposites, it's sort of that opposites attract, looking at each other in a mirror and kind of seeing where the flaws are, but not hating on the flaws, but rather asking each other for help to work on those flaws. You know, that's why we get the Fox P2 with the, you know, communication is key. So the arrival of this person might be surprising, or the type of connection that you share might be super surprising for you. Unexpected. And if you've just started manifesting, then you might be surprised that, you know, this person just comes along so quickly and just fits kind of with Libra as well. Opposites attract here. You know, you show me a different perspective, and because you do that, it expands my awareness, and I'm so grateful to you for doing that. That's what I keep feeling. Like, there is such a deep sense of gratitude and humility towards one another. There is self-respect and respect towards the other person as well. This can come in the form of friendship and you know, co-workers as well, by the way. So please take it as it resonates. If you already are in a partnership, you can be deepening your connection here. You might be having more of that cooperative energy that I'm feeling here. But apart from that as well, it could be if you're not looking for a partner or not interested in love and relationships at this time, and you're just taking a break from all of that, it can be a friend that helps you out with this. They might be going through their own journeys. They might approach you with their issues, and you'd be like, hey, I know how to resolve that, but in the meantime, I have this issue, and they might be able to help you with that. Then we have golden hour. This is the time when, well, this is the photographer's dream, right? This is the perfect lighting that you can imagine in the natural setting, and it does not stay for a very long time because the sun sets super fast or rises super quickly. Somehow near the horizons, it just seems to move way faster, isn't it? But that time, even if it does not last very much, is surreal. I'm getting that surreal vibe where it's not just jumping up with glee and excitement, and it's not that childlike buoyant type of energy. It's so much more deep and passionate and intimate than that. You know, that sincerity is so loud and clear that you are surprised by the beauty of it. It is breathtaking. It is speechless, the type of people you attract, and that's what this recovery it can also be talking about how you are appreciating the magic of the very little things. You're becoming more mindful, and that helps you attract the right minded circumstances and people as well. You're getting so much more in alignment that you can't help but transcend your current limitations. Wow. Okay, let me see what else is there. It's already so deep. We have, I recognize that I have chosen fear and I choose again. I choose love. I love this card. I just adore this card because it shows such an open-mindedness and open-heartedness, right? So open that you're not willing to accept denial and ignorance on even your part, right? You're not wanting to settle for something. This is sort of like, I don't want the same thing to keep repeating. I've had enough of this. This is getting a little bit dull, or it's not really showcasing the inner talents that I have, what talents I can really bring to the table. It's not really doing that at this time. And partly I keep holding myself back and I keep waiting for everything else to work out, but simultaneously I'm also not taking enough steps, something like that. Okay, there's an example, take it as it resonates. I'm not saying that's literally your thought process, but the vibe here is that you have been staying stuck, or you've been keeping yourself safe and preserved because you're also fearful of what might be on the other side. There could be fear of the past repeating or attracting the same type of partnerships and friendships and surroundings and jobs or whatever, right? But there is that open recognition that yes, I'm sitting here in my safe space in order to feel safe, because outside it is scary. You're recognizing that, and there is no shame in that. Okay, everybody feels fear. Everybody needs some safe space. Everybody needs a comfort zone. Once in a while, you need to retreat as well. It's super, super important. But then what people generally do is just they stay there for decades and decades and decades, and then they wonder how come life keeps repeating the same circumstances. Well, the actions have not changed. The intentions have not changed. So here, you choose again, and you're choosing to do things and approach things with love. Okay, if you're wanting to approach a new career path, you're going to shift in that direction because you like doing it, not because it is going to give you so and so things in return by 1 year or 2 years or whatever. And you're not going outside to meet people with the expectation that this might be the one and that you will get married within the year or whatever. You're just doing something because you enjoy meeting people, because you enjoy doing that job, because you enjoy talking to a certain person. There's no holds barred. There is no expectations either. It's so open. I adore this card, and I'm feeling it very strongly for you guys. I don't always. And this card comes out very rarely as well. Then we have, when I'm connected to my joyful presence, I attract support from the universe. And no, I did not see any of the cards. I'm just pleasantly surprised, and the feeling that I was saying earlier of the speechlessness, I'm kind of getting that at this moment again. You're just doing something for the heck of it because you enjoy it. That's it. Just do that much and keep doing that, okay? So do something that makes you happy, bring your soul on fire. That's basically talking about that deep sense of passion and drive and willpower that is already within you, waiting to be tapped. Bring that out there, express it, be it to people or in your artwork, through other form of expression. Whatever resonates with you, the method of expression is not really the concern here. The intention is that you come from a place of happiness, bliss, peace, and joy. And inevitably, that's what, you might be surprised that, hey, you're meeting people. Okay, there could be new connections that you're attracting. Inevitably, because you are changing, your vibe is changing, and your outlook is as well shifting. So much shift, yeah, we literally have that word, shift the way to new potential. Wow. Then we have Rose with romance is in the air. Okay, so for a lot of you, it can be romantic, but it can also be awakening the romantic within you. So you're looking at, again, you're smelling the roses, you're observing the sky, the clouds, the birds and trees, and the, rustle of the leaves, things like that, the crunch of the leaves underneath your feet if, you are also experiencing fall. But it's just like appreciating the very, very fine details that we generally miss in our everyday lives. And that is awakening a sense of creativity within you as well. You feel much more sensual in yourself, and it's that feeling of joy and that peace and love as well, where you can start manifesting more love for yourself, if you're looking for a partner, that is. Okay. Then we have dog barking, signifying advice from a friend. Yeah, so they can really help you out with something here. We have wreath with sorrow over a loss. What else do we have? We have bridge, successfully overcoming a problem. We also have valley, deep personal strength and peace that assure success. Exactly. And finally, we have chariot. Why do I say chariot? I was hearing chariot for some reason. Yeah, so that mixed up in my head. But carrot, opportunity or windfall. That new potential, it's like that passion and the drive I was talking about, right? So I remembered the chariot. It's that single-minded focus and that clear intention. Clarity is super, super important, right, for you to move in a specific direction. I feel like what is unexpected is just a very deep sense of clarity that may or may not be understood by others, but that's not really your concern at this time. Like, this is what I want, this is my priority, and I need to go at it even if I'm by myself. It is my personal journey, so I don't need too many people with me. And because you don't need things, you're not coming from a place of lack, you have a friend. You find someone who, if you're not resonating with, a friend already existing, it could be that you find a friend who is going to give you a very useful advice just at the right time. And it just clicks things into places. It gives you that clarity you need. With sorrow over a loss, it could be that some of you are deciding to move away from a situation, or some of you could be, leaving a relationship that is kind of holding you back, keeping you very fearful, or you find yourself being very obsessive over a certain connection. It can be that, it seems like you're always torn apart, and with the sacred mirrors, it is kind of, it goes two ways. One is that we see what we don't have in ourselves, and we see that the other person has it, so we can either be bitter about that, or we can be like, hey, how do you do that? Teach me, so that we can fill our own cup here. And by doing so, we find greater harmony within ourselves and in our surroundings. When we are bitter, then it's sort of like we bring out the worst qualities in one another, and that's when the karmic relationship happens. I feel like you're recovering from a karmic cycle, you're making peace with past sorrows, and yes, it is not fun to acknowledge that there have been sorrows, but guess what? Everybody experiences it at one point or another, to whatever degree. This is life after all, but it's not the end of the world. No way. Because beyond this point, you're really attracting people who are your soulmates. Really, okay, the binary star sacred, honestly, and we have romance in the air as well. So you're leaving behind old patterns, you're making peace with them, you're not trying to run away from it, you're openly accepting and acknowledging them, you're not afraid of who you are and who you have been. Everybody goes through their stages, and everybody has their own learning curve, and you're respecting yours. If you need some time to rest, you're gonna take that time to rest. And because doing all of these things is basically putting yourself in a priority. You're taking care of yourself. That's the biggest sign of love that you can possibly give. That's the one where most people struggle anyway. So if you're doing that, you're already connected to your joyful presence, and the universe is then supporting you even more in finding the right-minded people and circumstances. Beautiful. So pile 4 viewers, please. Can we have some unexpected? We have Seven of Swords. Yeah, that is again like being very strategic about where you put your energy and how you're really speaking. You might be very clever with words, or your Seven of Swords gives me the vibe of you've been taking stock, you've been observing people and situations, and you're really noticing how things are moving, but you are not offering any input from your side. You're just silently observing from the background, and in that process you're thinking a lot of things. You're making an escape plan from your current circumstances, or you're again gathering enough mental resources and information so that when the right time comes, you're able to take action immediately. The other meaning with the Seven of Swords is that someone, doesn't have to be someone, but some place or some people are just not in your same vibe. They might be very toxic with themselves and one another, and Seven of Swords is you kind of keeping to yourself. I don't think this is an unknown person. You already have your suspicions of who is kind of draining your energy. It can be a romantic partner as well, if this is a karmic situation we're talking about. But you're really gathering your own information and you're keeping to yourself at this time. Very strategic, observant, laying low, keeping your plans to yourself. Taking a moment before acting, making sure that you are ready for the next step. It is definitely a cautious energy, but it's, you know that it is shifting you into such a bright tomorrow where you know you're going to be happy, okay? Even if it can seem a little bit tough in the moment. Okay, so pile 4, can we have some more messages? You might even be wondering, how do I have the talk or the conversation, a difficult conversation with someone, perhaps. Yeah. Then we have the Nine of Swords. This talks about overthinking something. Yeah, like with the Seven of Swords as well, it can kind of take on a bit of a heavy duty turn where you're not acting on the thoughts that come in. But that's, once again, I'm gonna say that with the Four of Swords being there, you're taking rest as a priority. Nine of Swords talks about insecurities and fears as well. And I love that it's here because you are aware of it. You're not trying to run away from it. You're not in denial of it anymore. And that requires you to face up to all the things, all the negative things that you say to yourself or that you think about that is then attracting certain circumstances. There is definitely some self-examination, but you're not feeling like, ugh, I have to do that again. You know, it's not an annoying feeling. You're doing this from a place of sincerity and responsibility. You're wanting to do this so that you can transcend to a greater place of happiness and peace. We have Four of Cups. Yeah, see, some things have just become stagnant and not fulfilling anymore, and you don't want those things in your life. The thing that I was saying with the Four of Swords as well, it's kind of a mundane feeling. You've been doing the same things, you've been to the same places, connected to the same people, and nothing is really inspiring or passionate anymore. And you're looking for that drive. And the first step is to acknowledge that everything is not perfect. And everything doesn't need to be perfect at any point. But there needs to be some drive and some passion that you're looking for, some sense of joy, and you're connecting to that. We have the Two of Wands. You're looking for other options to explore, something that is more exciting, that piques your interest. And once again, you still have your option A, but you're really looking for what else is out there to explore. Because this new space is also going to teach you different things and you're kind of excited to explore that. Let's go take this. We have the Devil. Can again indicate the karmic relationships and patterns, but also it can talk about addictions and obsessions. So if you're finding yourself obsessive about a certain connection, then you might be like, I don't want to feel this way anymore. I want my power to be in my hands. We have the Nine of Cups, which talks about sense of fulfillment and also wishes coming true. And we also have the Queen of Pentacles, which is stability, peace, groundedness, practicality. In terms of career, by the way, career and finances, the Devil and the Queen of Pentacles is super good. You might be moving away from kind of an environment that barely helps you make your ends meet and moving towards something that is more sustainable in a material sense. Yes, but it might be scary to kind of get out of your comfort zone, but at the same time, you're not stopping yourself from leaving the comfort zone, even if it's a little bit scary. Nine of Cups is, that's what is your long-standing wish? What is it that you have been deeply desiring? This is that heart's desire coming true. And it can be something tangible as well. And if we're talking about relationships, then this would be something that stands the test of time. While you leave behind a toxic or a karmic situation. The Devil has that energy of feeling like you can't do anything about it. Even the Nine of Swords has the, I'm going to sit here and agonize over my choice or my decision or my thoughts, and I will not take any action. I'm just going to sit here and worry about it. Well, worrying does not really do much. It's not as productive. Acknowledgement of the concerns, definitely super productive, but then we need to start thinking about ways and strategies that we can get out of this situation or limiting circumstances, and also dependencies for some of you. Yes, even the Devil here, it's a facade, sort of, it's just something not ventured, so we believe that we might not be able to do it, and that's the fear part, that's the insecurity. But once again, you're acknowledging that you know that you have been afraid to venture out, hence not much has changed, and you're ready to make a different move here. Wow. Okay, and this new place definitely has more financial opportunities and material comforts. There is a lot more balance for sure, and also happiness of the heart. There is also spiritual development and emotional satisfaction with connections, possibility of making new connections too in this new space. Okay, so that's it with these cards. Let me get you some Astro Dice. Pile 4 viewers, please. Unexpected events. We have Capricorn again. We have the South Node and we have the first house. Yeah, see, so South Node talks about releasing and surrendering. It's also about your past resources and the skills and the talents that you have gathered. So just because you're moving away from option A to option B does not mean you're going to wipe the slate completely clean. You still have your skills and talents and your experience with you, which you are going to take to the next chapter. But there is a definite personal renewal, which is going to have impacts long term in a very positive manner, presenting you with new opportunities, career choices. Go slow and steady. You don't need to rush. There's no time limit that is going to pull you in very difficult situations, but slow and steady is definitely going to win the race. Putting in tangible efforts is super important, but I feel like you're on that same page as well. Capricorn also indicates kind of legacy money and just having a very solid foundation in terms of your professional sphere too. So if you are concerned about that, I don't think you need to be concerned. You might be connecting with the right people here, networking as well, because of which you're able to cross the bridge to the other side and kind of find new opportunities and a lot of success too, along with meeting, nice people as well. So that's what I have for you, Pile 4. Thank you so much for being here. I really hope the messages helped you out for the way ahead. Let me know your thoughts. Share and subscribe as well, because it really helps grow the channel. If you want a personal reading, you can reach me via Etsy. The link is in the description box and the comment below. I hope to see you some other time. Until then, take care. Bye.